So hey there YouTube, it's Saul here again today, and in today's video I'm going to be reacting to continuity errors in the Arkham games by Gotham Paladin. I have a link to the video in the description below. But okay, this video, I saw this video a few days ago and I thought about, I wanted to watch it, but I didn't thought about turning it into a reaction video. So I love the Arkham games. It's one of my favorite gaming franchises of all times. It's one of the best, and it's one of the best adaptations of Batman in any media. All right, it has one of the best stories, some of the best stories, some of the best interpretation of DC characters, and it had a really good interpretation of Batman and his characters. But with any franchise or media in the world, with any franchise or media like let's say Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Ace Attorney, like off the top of my head, Dead Rising, like any franchise, whether it be in film or gaming, it's bound. I feel like it's inevitably bound to have continuity errors because, I just don't know. Like, I never found a piece of media that has never had continuity errors. Maybe One Piece. It's a well written story, but even then, from time to time, it will have continuity errors either in the anime because they mess up some stuff because again they're adapting something and they interpret stuff differently and they decide to make changes that people don't like, or it's even from older the author himself who can make errors in the continuity. But yeah, sometimes continuity errors are big, like they break the plot, and sometimes they're small and they get swept under the rug because people don't notice them a lot if they're small. But yeah, when it comes to continuity errors, I think it's in any media it's inevitable, right? Um, and yeah, the Arkham games are no exception. All right, there are some continuity errors in the Arkham games, and I think I know from the thumbnail alone. I know some of the ones that he may point out, but I want to give my thoughts on some of the continuity errors he's going to bring up in this video. But also want to maybe talk about some stuff I think he may get wrong. I think he may get some stuff wrong that he interprets as a continuity error. I don't know. But yeah, let's jump right into this one.
In any video game series, when there's a lot of games in the franchise, there's a likely chance that there might be continuity errors that end up becoming retcons later on.
Yeah, most of the time. Oh, yeah, also for continuity errors, sometimes, yeah, some of the times they are retcons because it's either the author, the writer, or producer. They like have this one vision, but later on they change their vision, and so they change stuff in the story to suit that vision. And sometimes this is a good sometimes this is a good idea, and sometimes this is a bad idea. All right, most of the times it's bad if they change the continuity and retcon stuff, because I never seen anyone really like retcons aside from a few occasions. But yeah, Black Mask. Oh yeah, so this continuity era that he's talking about. Yeah, so Montreal, Warner Brothers Montreal. They created the DLC for Arkham Knight, and I'm pretty sure they just imported some of the models from Arkham Knight and from Arkham Origins. Yeah, this is Arkham Origins Black Mask, but in Arkham City he had a different design. He had like short. He had his mask. He had he had the black mask that was burnt to his face, because you could see the brown hair from the brown hair sticking out. But also with Arkham Origins, he had black hair and he had this suit, but they didn't keep with the continuity. The same team with Arkham Knight's Robin. When it came to the Matter of Family DLC, they kept the Arkham Knight suit instead of changing it to the Arkham City suit, which made sense timeline wise.
A continuity error is when something is established in the universe, but then something later on changes that fact.
Yeah. So I learned a continuity error in a film or television is no sort of inconsistency or mistake in the narrative vision. So it can be like incredibly small mistakes, like in production. Like in production design, they may mess up something in the film. It can be incredibly small. It's not always it doesn't always have to do with something in the writing of the game or film. It can also be something with the visuals or the sound.
Fact with no explanation, making it inconsistent. The
A
Arkham
plot sometimes we call it a plot hole.
is no different. In fact, there's quite a number of retcons here.
Yeah.
With 5 entries into the series now, and with Suicide Squad Kill a Justice League kind of being there, I guess, things have been changed in these games. Some bigger than others, some so small it doesn't matter, and some that were fixed or can be given easy explanations.
Yeah, but like this retcon, I think this is a good retcon. In Arkham Asylum, you had those tapes with Harley Quinn. They were ripped straight out of the out of the Batman the animated series. Her origin with the Joker. But I think people would care. But I personally, I don't. I know it's a continuity error, but I don't think it's damaging to the story of the Arkham series because. This entire scene is actually incredibly well done, and it's important. It's important for the character of the Joker. It develops his relationship with Batman and his relationship with Harley Quinn.
There's a list of continuity errors I wanted to talk about, so let's get right into it with the continuity errors in the Arkham games.
Yeah.
A lot of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so if you can do that, I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to hit 150k subs this year, but other than that, let's just jump into it. Okay, so just as a preface, the continuity errors in these games, to me, don't make the games worse, because with universes like a superhero one, it's bound to happen, especially how much detail...
Okay, I disagree. Sometimes if it's blatant and it's it hurts the plot, I think it can hurt the game. Let me think. With the Jason Todd in Arkham Knight, I don't like how he was implemented. I know the way they did his backstory. It's I thought maybe if I know they didn't plan it from the beginning, but maybe if they did plan it from the beginning, I know Jason Todd's mentioned indirectly in the previous games, but if they built it up a little bit more in the previous games, it would have made it would have a little more impact. That's just me.
In particular in the Arkham games, so keep that in mind. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is Gotham's landscape.
Okay, I'm speaking a lot because I really love these games. Yes, Gotham City in Arkham Asylum and City, it didn't. In the distance, it always had this Wayne Enterprises, building, but it doesn't have an Arkham Knight, because they have a different vision again, for what Arkham Knight would look like, but it's not a big issue for me personally.
And this is the basic one. It's probably a BS one, but let's just get it out of the way.
No one would care.
The other Arkham games, like Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, the Gotham City landscape looks much different than the one we explore in Batman Arkham Knight. The one in City seems to be more sprawling with skyscrapers, and they all look similar, whereas in Arkham Knight, it's split into 3 islands with all of them having their own distinct features. Now, I guess this is a retcon, right? Because in Arkham City...
I mean, in Arkham Knight, we explore those 3 main islands, but I don't think those are the only parts of Gotham City, because I remember they cut out South Gotham, which was the setting for Arkham Origins, and also I think there's a mainland of Gotham, but it's far in the distance, or that could just be Bloodhaven from what I've seen in the glitches where you can go outside of out of bounds and explore. It's the outside bounds is either mainland Gotham or it's Bloodhaven.
This is not the city that we see in Arkham Knight, but it's not to anyone's fault or anything. They're not going to build a city if they want to use in the background of Arkham City. That would be ludicrous, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it does count as a retcon, I suppose, since it is different. Also, something else, some of the landmarks in Arkham City has changed in Arkham Origins. For example, the Gotham Casino in Arkham City has a road between it and GCPD, but the casino in Arkham Origins is right beside it, and GCPD here is a train station. This one I don't really think is a retcon since buildings can change in that time span, but the casino in particular being right next to GCPD is funny. Like, did they just move that building somewhere else in Arkham City, right? That's kind
Yeah,
of
with
weird.
Arkham Origins, it has the Arkham City map, but it changes some stuff. It made just a design. Yeah, it's a design error.
That is something I wanted to bring up so someone can be like, actually in the comment section. But yeah, moving on to the next retcon, the Arkham Asylum bios. Now the Arkham Asylum
Yeah, again, they didn't plan everything. Arkham Asylum just one game. They had just have one story. They had just one plan for one game. From what I know, yeah, they were hinting at Arkham City, but like they didn't know it was going to evolve into what it became later on in Arkham City and Arkham Knight, with the characters and the backstories.
When this game first came out were generally accepted as canon into the Arkham mythos, or at least I thought so. Arkham Asylum felt like it fully established a Batman universe and we were just playing in said universe.
Yeah.
But looking more into it, the Arkham Asylum bios are actually kind of not canon. They've been retconned to not be that way. There's quite a number of things that show that these bios are actually
like Harley Quinn's bio and her tapes.
General bios for these Batman characters from the comics or from their most known origins.
Yeah, because again didn't have an idea for who these characters would be, like how they didn't have an idea. They didn't have like a concrete idea for how these characters would play out in throughout the game series. So they just stripped the origins straight out from the comics and plotted it in the bios.
But it's not necessarily what happens in the Arkhamverse.
Yeah, like Thomas Elliot, he doesn't become Hush until Arkham City, but they have his bio here. With Thomas Elliot, he's already working at the asylum, but he hasn't become Hush yet. He's still working as a doctor.
Hush has a bio here. It explains who he is, but as we see in Arkham City is the first time Batman meets Hush.
Yeah.
So like, why would he have evidence here in Arkham Asylum?
Yeah, it's just a reference. I don't think it means a lot. It's just a reference to who Hush is as a character.
So boom, that's a retcon. Also, a more
not really a retcon because, well, I guess you could say a retcon.
Nuanced example is Firefly has a newspaper you scan for his bio.
Oh yeah. Firefly is causing havoc in Gotham, but his last fight with Batman was like what, 10 years ago at this point in the story,
which states his attack in Gotham City. But in Arkham Knight, it states that the only times him and Batman fought were in Arkham Origins, like we saw in that game, Arkham Knight. So this newspaper here in Arkham Asylum, that event didn't happen, I guess, which makes it a retcon. Another retcon is with the Penguin here. His name in this universe is Oswald Cobblepot. His name's actually Oswald Cobb. Everyone knows that. It's so weird that this game changed that, right? Like, it's so weird. Also,
what? The name...
Another retcon is with the Penguin here. His name in this universe is Oswald Cobblepot. His name's actually Oswald Cobb. Everyone knows that. It's so weird that this game changed that, right? Like, it's so weird. Also, like, some of the designs for these characters are just different, right? Like, Calendar Man here in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, he has more weight.
Looks more slim than the one we see in Arkham City.
Badass.
And Firefly has a different suit in Arkham Origins. That kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
These games' bios when this game first came out could be assumed to be canon because there was nothing in the series at that point to contradict it.
Again, stuff evolves, so
yeah, these bios aren't really officially canon anymore since the games progress and these stories
just references to their comic book counterparts. That's it.
Changed. So these bios are more like general bios at this point about just general Batman characters. So yes, that is a thing that was changed in the series, which is cool. Moving on though, another retcon is something in Batman Arkham Origins. So what Batman Arkham Origins did was keep the grapple boosts.
So grapple boost, you have to like go to those training missions in Arkham City to get it. But in Arkham Origins, you just have it because they had to implement it because if they didn't have it, it would have made traversal, boring and kind of hard and lackluster. But I wish they would have explained why Bruce had the grapnel boost. They could have just explained because his suit at this time in the continuity could handle the weight. what they call it, the G-force, right? I keep forgetting it.
Accelerator, the grapple gun tool that lets you zip around the city
Yeah.
faster. Now, with this gadget being in the game, it does create an inconsistency, I suppose, because in Batman Arkham City, Batman established that the grapple boost there is a prototype.
Yeah,
meaning it's
prototype.
something
They could have just said, yeah, a prototype for a new prototype for this suit that is wearing right now in Arkham City. That's how I read it as.
he recently developed. So why would he have it here in Batman Arkham Origins? Well, there is an answer for this that does make sense to me, honestly. I forget where I read this, but it was a long time ago. But WD Montreal basically said it would be really stupid if they didn't add the grapple accelerator.
Yeah, it would, if they did have it, it would make traversal bad in this game, alright? Because it's literally the same map as Arkham City with Gotham South added to it.
In this game, it would set back to traversing a bit and make things less enjoyable, which makes sense, right? So that's the reason why it's in the game. But I guess in the canon, Batman does not have the grapple boost accelerator at this point in his career. It's just a gameplay thing we have. So you just have to pretend that Batman doesn't have it here, I guess.
And or you could just be like some people and just make it up in your head like this is just like a different prototype of the grapple boost, and it worked with his suit at the time.
But to elaborate more on the gadgets in Arkham Origins, according to the Arkham Wiki, they list these other gadgets as retcons, but I don't know if I necessarily believe them, but I will explain them here, and let's just get into it. So, this list goes on to say that in Arkham Origins, Batman uses a detective mode that is way more advanced than the one he uses in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, with the reconstruction technology and whatnot.
Yeah, look, we're just gonna have to accept that over the years, Batman became lazy, alright? He became lazy and he decided to strip away all his gadgets because he got lazy, alright? Maybe that's a canon reason.
I don't know if this is a retcon. It could be very simply stated that Batman never needed to use the reconstruction tech in Asylum and City. However, it does bring up questions like, why would he not use this in Arkham City during some of the sections, right? Like trying to locate Hush, for example. So, I don't know. I guess that's a plot hole more than anything, but moving on. It also lists here smoke pellets. Batman has them in Arkham Origins, but not in Arkham Asylum, which, I don't know, that could just be a gameplay thing, right? For sure, Batman had something as simple as smoke pellets in this point Arkham Asylum. I think it's just more of a gameplay thing than a lore thing than anything, which is what I chalk it up to, so that's my response to that. It also lists a remote control battery in Arkham Origins. It's able to change speed and turn its trajectory to 180 degrees, which is more complex than the ones he uses later on in the series. But same thing as smoke pellets to me, it's kind of just a gameplay thing. Moving on past from that though, in Batman Arkham City, in the game, you can see that Black Mask's mask is
it's cracked with the bone hair and he has a different outfit.
Grafted onto his face. You can see like it's stuck to his face. You can see his hair and see the mask kind of partially off. But it's stuck to his face, so that's cool. However, in Batman Arkham Knight, you can see that his mask
they literally just like they ripped it straight out of Arkham Origins and plastered it onto his model.
Not like that. He can take his mask off. So that could have been a retcon where it's like, why does Black Mask's mask change like this between games? But I guess you could explain it in some shape or form.
It literally just has the Arkham Origins model.
He found a way to take it off. Maybe he put a second mask on his face. I don't know. Now, I know there's a theory that the black mask we see in Arkham Knight is actually...
What theory? Is he going to bring out the theory that, I think he said this in one of his videos, this is a fake black mask, and because Black Mask isn't stupid enough to just go after Red Hood himself, and he has a decoy in his place. Which I don't believe. I just believe he just died. He's like the punching bag of the Arkham series. This guy.
Actually a fake Black Mask and not the real one. But until we get any real confirmation, I'm just forced to believe that
that's never gonna happen.
The real Black Mask, right? But the matter of the fact is that with the info we have now, it is kind of like a retcon. I don't know. It's up to you to decide. But on the surface level, it can be seen as one. Even though Black Mask was whatever in these two games, it is something to note. Moving on though, Robin in the Matter of Family.
Yes, this thing annoyed me when playing the Matter of Family DLC. You can see it in my short.
This one's pretty simple and one that I agree with. In this DLC, Robin is shown to be wearing his Arkham Knight outfit. But based on the timeline, this guy should be wearing his Arkham City costume or an earlier design. the two suits he does have in Arkham City and Arkham Knight do have differences. So yeah,
a lot of differences, man.
it's weird he's wearing this suit
Yeah.
unless the one in Arkham Knight isn't an upgraded suit and it's just like another version of his suit that he's always had. But I don't know. Yeah,
That's
that is just
so weird.
another thing to note. Here's an inconsistency that
That's
I
so annoying.
didn't know about. So apparently in Arkham Knight, the Arkham City Island in North Gotham, which is the Arkham Origins Gotham, has been turned
Wait,
around.
is it North Gotham or South Gotham? I'm pretty sure South Gotham is oh yeah. Arkham City is Old Gotham, which is North Gotham. Wait, I'm not sure. There's so many words. Sometime in the comments, Arkham City is Old Gotham, and it can also be called North Gotham, while South Gotham was that portion in Arkham Origins, right? I can't remember now.
90 degrees, causing several errors in the locations where they're not supposed to be at. For example, the steel mill is now on the opposite side of the island from the Pioneer's Bridge from Arkham Origins, when it was supposed to be next to it. And also, one of the prison walls is now located between the courthouse and the museum. So that is just pretty interesting to me. I just didn't know that. Next up though, let's talk about a movie, an Arkham movie.
Oh yeah, okay. I never seen this movie, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't take the movie as canon, man. Like the team behind this would have a different vision, right? And it's obviously gonna be inconsistent. I can just tell.
And Assault on Arkham. It is a movie that's supposed to take place before Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
It's about the Suicide Squad trying to infiltrate Arkham for Waller. Even though this movie isn't known to be canon or not, there are still some inconsistencies to an extent that I wanted to point out. For one, when some of the Arkham supervillains break out at the end of the movie, they have their Arkham Asylum outfits on when they should be wearing inmate clothes. So I don't know, it's kind of a negligible point, but still.
Inmate clothes, yeah. Ivy wasn't wearing her inmate clothes with what? What's she wearing here?
Outfits on when they should be wearing inmate clothes.
I think she was wearing a jacket that said Arkham on the back. Yeah. But like also wait, Nick Sticker brought up is why is Bane in Arkham Asylum? They said like in in the game that he was in Blackgate. He's supposed to be in Blackgate before the events of Arkham Asylum, but he was brought there because of Joker and Dr. Young.
The end of the movie.
Yeah, he should be like in Blackgate prison if this takes place before Arkham Asylum. Or like right before Arkham Asylum or sometime in the past. This could make sense.
They have their Arkham Asylum outfits on when they should be wearing inmate clothes. So I don't know, it's kind of a negligible point, but still something worth noting. Another one is that Scarface in the movie has this Glasgow smile carved onto his face, but this movie takes place before Joker's takeover.
Yeah, different wait, what? Right, let me see here. Yeah, he looks the same except he now they both look kind of the same, but like, you know, he has the Joker, you know, face paint on with the smile.
So I don't know, it's kind of a negligible point, but still something worth noting. Another one is that Scarface in the movie has this Glasgow smile carved onto his face, but this movie takes place before Joker's takeover, and Joker puts this Glasgow smile on his face, so what's up with that? And finally for this movie, Penguin has a bandage around his hand when he is in the Iceberg Lounge. In Arkham City, he has this bandage because Bruce broke his hand in the beginning of that game, but this movie takes place before
he must have broken his hand before the game.
City. So if this is supposed to be for when Bruce broke his hand, that would also be an inconsistency. But that's enough about the movie. I just thought I'd put those in the video because where else would I put it? Yeah. Now here's an interesting one.
Oh yeah.
So in Batman Arkham Asylum, in the audio tapes, there's a conversation that is supposed to be Joker and Harley's first time meeting each other in Arkham.
Yeah, this was straight out of the animated series, but you know, they changed it in Arkham Origins again with Joker meeting Harley at Blackgate for the first time. And I think someone tell me in the comments who's played Arkham Shadow. I've seen their tapes where they do meet again in Blackgate, but they play pretend in the audio tape, so that could kind of explain why she's acting like she's meeting Joker for the first time, because they're playing pretend, like in a sick, twisted game.
Asylum. It's a reference to the Mad Love episode from the new Batman Adventures where Harley talks about the super criminals. And anyway, in these audio tapes, Harley seemingly first meets Joker here and escapes with him to become Harley Quinn. However, in Arkham Origins, we see that Joker and Harley first meet in that game, so this would create an inconsistency, because if Harleen and Joker met here in Blackgate, why would she not know about him in the audio tapes where she's in Arkham Asylum with him, right? This thing was actually fixed in Batman Arkham Shadow though. So in the audio tapes in Batman Arkham Shadow,
so what's
we see that Joker and Harley actually keep pretending that they keep
so
meeting each other.
I saw some videos. So they play pretend in like a sick twisted game, so that explains the audio tapes from Arkham Asylum
For their first time. It's a little game they play. This would explain the Arkham Asylum audio tape perfectly, and this fixes one inconsistency in these games pretty perfectly in my opinion. It's pretty awesome that Arkham Shadow acknowledged this. Okay, now moving on for the rest of this video, the inconsistencies I'm about to talk about I do not agree with, but I want to put them in the video for people to make their own decisions, and it's still relevant to the video, so keep that in mind. And I'm going to be talking about why I don't find these inconsistencies relevant.
Okay.
But let's just begin here. Okay, so here's the first one. So, Slade. At the end of Arkham Origins, you can see Slade being led back to the cells at Blackgate, but this would be inconsistent because in the post-credit scene of the game, it shows him still in that same cell we saw him in doing push-ups and talking to Amanda Waller. But like, he shouldn't be here because he was transferred, right? That's what this is trying to say. This one is kind of dumb to me because like, he could have just been moved back and then back to his cell, you know, like, or maybe Slade talked to Amanda first and then got transferred in the cutscene here. You know, you can easily explain this one, so I don't really think this one's that important, but there you go. Moving on, another inconsistency that's mentioned here is that Arkham Origins' Cold Heart DLC, Nora Freeze appears to be in a different position and also is wearing a different outfit than the
I don't think no one's gonna notice that. Yeah, again changes from game to game design wise, but like she still looks the same. I don't think people are gonna care enough about this, right?
outfit we see her in Batman Arkham City. Is this an inconsistency though? I don't think so. In Arkham Knight, it's shown that she can get out of the pod and survive for at least a little while. I think it's very possible that she got out of the pod at some point between these games and maybe changed or something. I don't know. It's just, I don't think this is inconsistent at all. But to each their own. It's just whatever to me, honestly. Something else mentioned is on the Identity Thief side mission in Arkham City. Hush makes his first appearance here. During the side mission, thugs will mention that Bruce Wayne is around Gotham City and killing people, which means they saw Thomas Elliot as Bruce Wayne. However, Hush's face is bandaged throughout the game. We see him in the church in the beginning of the game bandaged, and we see him at the end of the side mission, he's also bandaged. So unless he just took off the wraps in the middle of like all of this, nobody could know it was Bruce Wayne. And it doesn't seem likely that he would have the wraps taken off because his face is still recovering, right? So I don't know. It could be inconsistent, but at the same time, I'm indifferent about it. Maybe he just recently wrapped himself up here. Maybe he had some of his face revealed during Arkham City. I can see that being a thing, but you know, it's just whatever. You let me know. Moving on, another inconsistency that's mentioned here is that in Arkham City, Robin clearly states that there's 30 confirmed cases in the Gotham General Hospital and 50 at Mercy Hospital for the Titan disease. However, in Arkham Knight, there are only 4 people who got infected with Joker's blood. I don't think this is inconsistent at all. It could just be explained that they found cures and wait. Robin clearly states that there's 30 confirmed cases in the Gotham General Hospital and 50 at Mercy Hospital for the Titan disease. However, in Arkham Knight, there are only 4 people who got infected with Joker's blood.
Like, I don't think they got the blood transferred yet. Just that the blood was already at the hospitals, but the police got there quickly and got rid of the blood, but they missed these 4. I think that's what he was referring to. Wait, let me just read this. Take this, get it analyzed, and start searching the hospital's emergency rooms. Anyone would... Okay, wait. He said 30...
Let me know. Moving on, another inconsistency that's mentioned here is that in Arkham City, Robin clearly states that there's 30 confirmed cases in the Gotham General Hospital and 50 at Mercy Hospital for the Titan disease. However, in Arkham Knight, there are only 4 people who got infected with Joker's blood. I don't think this is inconsistent at all. It could just be explained that they found cures and found ways to help these people, and the 4 that didn't were the ones that slipped through the cracks, which are the Joker-infected people we see in Arkham Knight. Or maybe it is inconsistent because the cure we get in Arkham City was very limited due to needing Raish's blood. So
yeah, Batman could only live for like 3 hours. Yeah, everything about this whole Joker-infected... this whole Joker disease thing is such a clusterfuck. Like, seriously. even in Arkham City, the way they kind of did it it was kind of stupid in the way they implemented the storyline. Right, like at the end of the game when Joker dies, you I assumed all those other people died because it was more focused on Batman trying to get the cure for himself. But like you could have just said that the people didn't die; they got to the blood quickly and they got rid of all the blood, or they just made a cure miraculously. Robin miraculously made a cure, even though like in Arkham Knight he's struggling to make a cure. Like I don't know. This entire storyline is just a clusterfuck. This whole Joker storyline. Or you could just say that the blood transfusions, like the blood affects people differently. Like some of those people would die at later dates. Uh, or they don't get they only get infected with the Joker disease that I forget what it's called. Someone correct me in the comments that gives them parts of his personality. But yeah,
Who knows, dude? I still think it can be a bit explained, but let me know with this one. Another one mentioned here is that in Arkham Knight is that after taking down the Arkham.
oh yeah. So in Arkham Knight, Jason like leaves his. You see Jason Todd's cracked helmet on the floor of the militia base. I forget what it's like that. It's that abandoned mall, right? But like they bring it at GCPD headquarters, which maybe Gordon called them to bring it there.
Quarters, his helmet duplicates. There's one in the villain evidence room over at GCPD.
Yeah.
The one you see at his headquarters will also still be there. So I guess this is like inconsistent, but like whatever. It just
Like,
seems like
I didn't go back to the mall, but it's probably there. But again, just oversight.
a small oversight by Rocksteady to me. If you really want to say it is, though, sure, but this to me is just negligible at best and just more so something anyone can chalk up to a simple mistake and not to be taken that deep. Here's one from the Flip of a Coin DLC. So in this DLC, there's a newspaper that mentions Johnny Vidi's death on Halloween, which is a reference to the Long Halloween where Johnny Vidi is killed by Holiday. Johnny Vidi is a part of the Falcone family lineage. However, Johnny Vidi was not listed on the Falcone family tree in Batman Arkham Origins, so people thought this was inconsistent because, like, why is he not on the family tree?
Carla VT, what the?
I mean, sure, that could be an inconsistency, but this is such a minor Easter egg that I don't think it really matters. Plus, it could be argued that Johnny Vito was just someone that the GCPD didn't know about or something, right? So that's what I think. But moving on to the final inconsistency, quote unquote. In Arkham Knight, the differences between the Joker infection and the Titan disease are never made abundantly clear.
Yeah, they never made abundantly clear. The Joker disease makes them take on parts of his personality, while the Titan kills you like over time. So yeah, that's what
the Joker infected people
sense.
In the game that got transfused with Joker's blood only show signs of the Joker infection when they should be carrying the Titan disease.
Okay, so maybe this is how they could explain it. The reason why Batman is trying to make a cure is because he's trying to save their lives, because they are affected with not just they could just explain like this. They have the Joker disease and that makes them a threat, alright? That makes them a threat. But the other problem here is that they are going to die because they are infected also with Titan. And just because Joker died on that died in Arkham City doesn't mean they're gonna die. They're gonna just die at different times because from what I hear, blood transfusions work differently on different people, right? So they could just explain it as that, alright? They're infected with the Joker disease. They're a threat to Gotham, and they also because they're possibly gonna die. All right, they're gonna die like at any time. They could have just done that.
Disease as well. It also says here that after both antidotes were cured, the Titan disease could only be cured with another sample of Ra's al Ghul's blood, and Ra's al Ghul disappeared between Arkham City and Arkham Knight, so it's unlikely that they could ever be cured. So in regards to the Joker infection and the Titan disease, honestly, I don't know how any of that really works. It's kind of too complicated to think about, but I'm sure someone has an answer.
Again, like clusterfuck. They messed up the story so badly.
If Batman was cured of the Titan disease, was he never cured of the Joker disease? Which is why
so. From what I thought, the cure from Arkham City, it just helped him it cured him from dying, but it didn't cure him from getting taken out parts of Joker's personality. That's that's what it's that's what that's what I thought when playing to Arkham Knight. He just took on he got the Joker disease and he took on some traits from he started to take on traits from Joker, and he had that psychological battle with Joker in his mind, and in Arkham Knight, it started to accelerate this entire infection, this Joker infection, because of the Titan from Scarecrow's fear gas. It cured him from dying of Titan, but it didn't cure him from the Joker infection.
See hallucinations in Arkham Knight? I suppose that's the answer, right? But yes, I don't know why there's no Titan symptoms for the Joker infected people, but I'm sure someone has an answer though.
Yeah, they should have just explained it that these people are also going to die, and that's why Batman is creating the cure, not just because they're a threat. All right.
For it. I know it's kind of a lame answer, but I wanted to bring it up to see what other people had to say about it because I feel like there's an answer here. It's just kind of confusing though.
Yeah,
But
they made it so confusing. I wish if there's anything I wish they changed about the Arkham series. I wish it was the whole Titan disease. All right, and the way they executed it in Arkham City and Arkham Knight. But tell me if you guys agree with him and agree with me on some points. And yeah, I like this video from Quantum Paladin. He brings up points, important points about important continuity errors in Arkham games. Yeah. Oh, I have to sign in. Okay. But yeah, I have a link to the video in the description below, and comment down below what's continuity errors that piss you off in the Arkham series, because I know there's a bunch of them. And what are some that you disagree with and you don't think are continuity errors in this game, in the games? So let me know down below, and you know the drill. Drop a like if you like the content here today. Press the subscribe button to if you want to see more content from me, and press the bell icon if you want to be notified on my latest uploads. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, YouTube.